In this video, we're going to show how to translate Kibana using the Globalization Pipeline service on IBM Bluemix. We'll create a Globalization Pipeline instance from the Bluemix catalog, and we'll name it Kibana Globalization, just for our own reference. Since we'll be using the command line tools, we'll copy the JSON credentials for the Globalization Pipeline. And we'll save them into a new file that we'll call gpcredentials.json. And save that file. We're going to use the Globalization Pipeline command line tools, which I've downloaded to gp-cli.jar. We'll use these tools to create the bundle. We'll pass in the gpcredentials.json file for our authentication. -l gives us the languages that we will use. EN for English for the source content, followed by the target languages. In this particular case, ES for Spanish, JA for Japanese, and FR for French. We can create this bundle, and it will show up in the Globalization Pipeline dashboard. But it's empty because we've not uploaded any source content yet. So returning to the terminal, we now are going to upload the en.json file from the Kibana core UI. We mark this as the English content, en, and upload it using the command line interface. Now that it's uploaded, we can refresh the Globalization Pipeline dashboard, and we will see the translated content. We can also make corrections to the translations here, if desired. It's time now to create a Kibana plugin which will actually provide these translations into our application. We're going to use the Yeoman generator, and we can pretty much use the defaults here and make changes if needed. We can see that a skeleton plugin has been created for us. It even includes a translation file, but we're going to delete this because we'll be replacing it with the translations provided by the Globalization Pipeline. We'll now use the command line interface to download the translated content into our plugin directory. We'll first download the Spanish content, ES, and output it in JSON format directly into our translations file. If we look at this file, we can see, as we would expect, our translated content. We'll now proceed to download the French content as well as the Japanese content. And we can see we now have these three JSON files with our translated Kibana UI. We'll edit index.js in our plugin and modify the translations key to now point to our three JSON files, which are the ES, FR, and JA.json files. We can save off this index.js, and we've now completed the coding portion of our demonstration. All that remains now is to copy our plugin into the Kibana source directory and fire up Kibana. Here we have the familiar loading Kibana splash screen, but we can change the language from our pop-up selector over to Japanese, in which we'll see the loading screen and then the rest of the UI in Japanese. Or we can go back to the UI selector and change it again to Spanish. And there you have it. Translated Kibana thanks to the Globalization Pipeline on IBM Bluemix. Thank you for watching. This is Stephen Loomis.